The format tonight is a discussion. It's a simple discussion between 200 people on Eros Saarinen. We have Dejan Sujic, the director of the Design Museum, and Brian Lutz, the author and also Saarinen expert.
He was a man who died sadly very young, just 50. Unlike most architects, he also managed, I think, to combine the very difficult skill of designing both furniture and architecture. There kind of seems to be a long history of those who can do one and the other, but not both. He could do them both.
I was privileged enough to talk to Florence Knoll a lot in my research for this book because I was told, don't bother trying to get in touch with her. She doesn't do interviews, she doesn't talk to anyone, but I knew the two magic words, Eero Saarinen. She was very insistent on becoming an architect. So she enrolled at the Kingswood School at Cranbrook, which was, the headmaster there was Eliel Saarinen, whose son was actually off at architecture school at the time, but they got to be close friends. He realized that that in order to solve the problem of compound molding without actually compound molding plywood, a cone was the solution. Because every point on a cone is part of a straight line, not a curved line, a straight line, that from the edge to the vortex. It was more of a success than they ever imagined because it meant so many different things to so many different people. It was introduced in 1948. For many people, this was the first modern thing that they had in their homes.
But it's not just sculpture. I mean, it has a certain personality,
Yeah.
and the form doesn't only come from the cone observation that you make. I mean, it seems to. I mean, the name is not an accident.
Correct.
It's implying quite a lot of things.
Eero said to his office, we have four-legged chairs, and we have three-legged chairs, and we have two-legged chairs, meaning those cantilever ones, but no one has done a one-legged chair yet, so that's what we're going to do. And that was the beginning of this one. He said he considered the ideal solution of the relationship of this to the room to be a sculptural one. That's the best solution. And that you can see, as Florence Knoll said many times, I talked to her for an hour on the phone, she'd almost always close the conversation by saying, you have to remember one thing, Eero Saarinen was, before anything else, he was a sculptor. Things we recognize as icons all have one thing in common, and that is the originality of the idea behind them. That is to say, an icon isn't iconic because it's a chair, or a table, or a building, or glass, or a vase. It's an icon because of the creative idea that is behind it. The departure from a normal form or a normal process to something so original, there's an anticipation aspect too to iconic status. That is, we know something is coming, we're anticipating, we're anxious for it, and when it gets here, we're greatly relieved. But it's all, again, it's still the same. It's the idea.
The space for me is about the furniture and about them as architects and designers. We're lucky enough as a business to work with some of the greats. Saarinen was fantastic, Mies was fantastic, Breuer was an amazing designer, and Knoll has a position in history with all those people.